Hi there, happy hump day and welcome to Wednesday. Wow, we're almost at the end of the year, a couple of months to go, and everyone I seem to talk to at the moment, there's this constant pressure. They know that they're hitting those end of year deadlines and there's a lot to do. A couple of years ago, Deloitte in their human capital studies found that one of the biggest challenges was this sense of overwhelm that employees feel. And when I think about it, even though that study was done a couple of years ago, for many it's still feeling very real. And so making progress, getting things done, isn't about working harder. It's about making sure you're targeting your energy and that you're using it wisely. And so there's a couple of things to consider. Firstly, it's really important to understand yourself, understand your drivers, understand your trigger points, understand how you interact with people and how you build relationships, because it's really hard to be able to get stuff done and get it done well if you don't understand where you're coming from and how people see you. And that connects to the second point, which is be interested in others. The better relationships you have, the deeper those connections are, the easier it is to get things done. People trust you when you've got good relationships. People know that you're going to be a person of your word. It's easier to forge the connections that you need so that you can work on common goals together. And of course, to be able to do that, you need to have a really strong reputation, you need to have a strong brand, and of course that means that you need to have integrity. I often say to people, integrity is one of those things that none of us want to lose. It's fundamental to who we are, and yet it can be easy at work to sidestep your values or to do things where your integrity can get called into question. But when you do that, it becomes harder for people to connect with you. It's harder for people to want to work with you, which then means you have to put more energy into getting things done. Get busy on purpose. We're all busy. It's just a factor of the modern life. But when you're busy on purpose, you're really deliberate about what you're doing and why you're doing it. You know what your end goal is, and that makes it easier to avoid distractions. And it's so easy today to get distracted. The countless meetings, the countless emails, social media. So be clear about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and when you're doing it, so you know what you can say no to, and also so you're not splitting your attention, but you're deliberately focused. That means you'll make more progress because you're targeting your energy wisely. Number 5, play the long game. This connects into the earlier comment before around relationships. It can be easy when you're stressed or feeling under pressure to take an outcome that's expedient, that seems fast, because then you feel like, yay, tick, done, get it off my to-do list. But it'll bite you later down the track. So always think long term about the decisions that you're making, the outcomes that you're seeking, and the relationships that you're building. And that also means that you're generous with people in terms of the connections and support that you're providing to others. And often when you're under a lot of time pressure, it can be very easy to go inward and to focus on what you need rather than thinking about what other people need. But when you play the longer game, you think about yourself, but you also make sure that you're thinking about other people and what they need and how you can help and support them. When you're connecting with people, if you're a leader, you're leading consciously. You're really clear of the consistency between what you say you'll do and what you actually will do. So there's a consistency in your leadership promise and your leadership practice. And that means you're really clear on what it is you stand for as a leader. When you do that, the people who work with you are far more willing to buy into your vision, want to work with you, want to support you, which then also means it's once again easier to get things done. And lastly, negotiate wisely. And if you've watched these Happy Hump Day messages before, you'll know that's something that I often talk about, because we sometimes don't think about the negotiations that we need in a workplace. But if we don't negotiate, we don't get what we want or need, and we can sometimes be taken advantage of. So negotiation isn't always about everything you need. It's not about getting everything. It's about making sure that it's fair, making sure that you're willing to ask for things, but not ask for something that the other person can't give you, but also making sure that your needs are heard. And that's important. When you're busy, when you're stressed, when there's a lot going on, you need to balance the equation. Make sure that you're looking after yourself and that you're considering what it is that you need whilst also considering what other people need. So, a few things to think about for this week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.